moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat-panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
I'm alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With Sound Art, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about Sound Art, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.
As we finally get set to round down the regular season finale, we get set to race at the Brickyard, 150 miles, 60 laps around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, home of the Indy 500, as well as the once famed Brickyard 400. And as we got set to go racing for the final regular season race of the OMSRL XFinity Series, sponsored by Tucson Sound Art. Hello, one and all, and welcome to the show. My name is Ola Rempel. I'll be bringing you all of the coverage from start to finish of tonight's 60-lap race around this world-famous 2.5-mile speedway. It has been a long time coming, and a lot of these drivers are definitely hyped up, ready to go racing, and we'll see who will come on top in the battle for those final playoff spots here tonight. Going to take a rundown of those drivers that are currently at risk. Matt Rucci obviously secured in with 4 wins on the season. Spencer Ray, the first driver back. Michael Kenner also secured, as is Logan Hamilton, Grant Peterson, Hunter Thrower. With the field count, Robert Peterson, Kyle Munson, and Sean Kaiser not secured mathematically just yet, but there is the potential there. Kyle Munson, of course, is locked in, meaning the drivers to be most concerned are Bear Morton, Anthony Musati, and Nate Brody. All 3 of those drivers separated by just 3 points. First driver out is Brad Prenger, but he is 25 points back from Brody, meaning with only 24 cars he decided to go racing for us here today. He is essentially in a must-win situation, as is Nathaniel Ames. So he is going to have to really work to see if he can't get that secured for himself. I believe Colby Wells and Jack Bulch might also possibly be in with a shout here, but of course we'll have to wait and see how all of that is going to shake on up for us as we get set to go racing here tonight. It's going to be a fun race here as we get set to qualify for the Sergeant Junket 150. You've currently got yourself drivers already, lane times down on the boards, and we'll look to some of those drivers now still working their way around this 2.5-mile speedway. How about we check in with one of the drivers that's in a must-win situation for now? I was going to say that, but Brad Prenger going to end up resetting his way back to pit road. Austin Gassione still working his way around the racetrack, as Michael Kenner, I believe, already done his 3rd lap. Nate Brody, though, he's on a flyer, still looking to put down his 2nd lap. Kenner currently sits on pole position as he is looking set to try and stay there by 0.06 of a second as Nate Brody currently sits P4, gets set to come across the line. Just under a quarter second out. Is this going to be an improvement? And it will. So Nate Brody will qualify in the third position with Spencer Ray 0.04 of a second behind him. "45 seconds are left in qualifying, and with that, that means a good chunk of the drivers here are not going to be able to set laps. We've only had 16 out of the 24 registered drivers make time so far as Bear Morton crosses the line. And he will stay in 10th place, 0.3 of a second off of pole sitter Michael Kenner. Justin Wilson going to be one of the last drivers to work his way around. But he will not have time to get his lap in. So his qualifying has drawn to a full close here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, with some drivers not able to put down times. We'll take a rundown here of your starting grid as we get set to go racing from beautiful Indianapolis. Michael Kenner's on pole position with a 52.629. Grant Peterson sits down in second place to join him on the front row. Nate Brody is going to be in third with Spencer Ray in fourth. Logan Hamilton sits in fifth with Austin Gassion down in sixth. Kyle Green will start seventh with Connor LaFrance in eighth on row number 4. Row 5 holds Ryan Dingle and Barrett Morton. That will then leave Colby Wells and Mark Brannigan Jr. for 11th and 12th. Continuing on down through the order, you've got Hunter Thrower with Tyler Grenett beside him. Jacob Noyes in the 34 car will be in 15th with Justin Wilson down at 16th. Matt Rucci is 17th. Kyle Munson is 18th. Alexander Schumacher is 19th with Stefan Purcell rounding out the top 20. Matt LaValle is at 21st and Nathaniel Ames in 22nd. You've got Brad Pringer at 23rd. Cody Harrelson rounds out 24th place. 17th on back. Have not set qualifying times on the board tonight. So as a bunch of drivers here are already looking set to try and see if they can work their way up and get themselves a solid race win here tonight. Want to see if we can't maybe talk to one of those drivers who is in a bit of a tricky spot when it comes to the point standings tonight. Brad Pringer starting this race all the way from the tail end of the field. And we will see if we can't potentially dial up your Inconsistency Racing driver of Brad Pringer. Brad, this is Nolan up here in the booth. You got a copy with me?
Got a copy.
So how's it looking for you out there? You got yourself way at the back of the field. You didn't set a qualifying lap, but you're also the first driver out of the chase at the moment, but still have a chance to win your way in. How do you think you're going to work out with that in this race?
Definitely going to have to play some strategy into it. We're going to have to take some routes other people aren't. We're going to need to capitalize on points. And most importantly, we're going to need a good finish here.
You got any strategy to see if you can make that good finish happen, or is it more just see what's going to come your way?
We'll see what comes my way. I'm going to take an opportunity of what comes at me, so stay tuned.
Well, fair enough. I know you're about to go green here, so before I let you go racing, anybody you'd like to shout out for that Inconsistency Racing Chevrolet?
Yeah, everybody on my team. Got Noise over here helping me out. He's been in my ear, giving me some advice. Got Carson Hill on the couch supporting again. And everyone at home watching, and shout out to you for the broadcast as usual. So.
Thank you for joining us, Brad Pringer. We'll let you get to work. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
So as Brad Pringer looks set to try and work his way up, pace cars moving down and into pit road. It's time for the final race of the regular season, and we'll get set to lock in our 12 drivers into playoff contention. Michael Kenner jumps on the loud pedal. We're underway for the Sergeant Junket 150. As Michael Kenner leads the first lap to green, Nate Brody enters trouble as he slaps the outside wall in the short chute between turns 3 and 4. So far, though, so clean throughout this field. Jacob Noyes had a little bit of a moment near the back of the field. He almost went down into pit road. Cody Harrelson, once again, has not taken it to the starting grid in his number 04 for Mustang, so we'll be down to 23 already before the end of this first lap. You can see Brody really dropping a lot of speed. He's already down 7 spots, and he's about to lose the top 10 as Hunter Throw is going to look to his inside of the Exalta Chevrolet, and in fact, he is going to make that spot up. So Nate Brody starting to really tumble down in a hurry here. Ryan Dingler in the fight with Colby Wells and Connor LaFrance. They're all battling it out for 6th place with Kyle Green just up the road in 5th. Trouble behind as Mark Brannigan Jr. gets a close shave there with Jacob Noyes off of turn number 2. We'll try to get a look at this one as this was coming around through turn 2 down the back straightaway. Looked like just a loose moment there for Noyes. He almost got into Brannigan, who had to scramble but managed to avoid running into the back of him. So a close call there. Deeper in the field, Matt Rucci slowly starting to work his way up through the field as he is overtaking Barron Morton down his Sergeant Junket Chevrolet as we fire it down the front straightaway in towards turn number 1. Unlike most 2.5 mile speedway circuits we have out there, this track is not even close to any of them. I would argue it doesn't even race like a super speedway. It races very much like a speedway. You have to jump on the binders so heavily when you're running down into these corners. It makes it incredibly difficult to make moves. Not to mention, look at that banking. This is far from the 30 degrees of banking we're used to seeing at tracks like Daytona and Talladega. But hey, it allows us to be a driver's track. It's not meant to be easy. It is meant to be one of the more difficult circuits that the OMSRL XFinity Series goes to that has some of the higher speeds, which is exactly what we like to see when it comes to racing action like this, especially for a cutoff race. Jacob Noyes up the inside of Tyler Granite down into turn 1. That's an easy spot gain for 15th place as Noyes regained some lost ground. Now he's about to catch up to Nate Brody, who you can really still see is just not having a fun time at all. And you can see the damage on the right front there, Brody, where he slapped that outside wall on the opening lap of this race. And I have a feeling that's going to be detrimental to him later on throughout the course of the night until he can get that fixed. Alexander Schumacher is starting to apply the pressure on the Menard Supra. He'll make the peak to the inside lane down the front straightaway. He's not the only one, though. Nate Brody under fire now from Jacob Noyes. And further up the road, Hunter Thrower being pressured by Matt Rucci at the Mad Dash into turn 1. Checking up a bit further up the order, this is the fight for third. Logan Hamilton trying to keep the number 6 car of Spencer Ray at bay. And behind them is the Rooftop Bar Tools Chevrolet, driven by Colby Wells, one of the other TI racing drivers, as we continue to steadily work our way around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Wells looking for the inside here on Spencer Ray into turn 1. No room. He's going to back out before that can lead to anything. Even further behind, Austin Gassione has lost 3 spots on the day. He is trying to close up on Kyle Green to overtake him for 8th. He's got Matt Rucci, though, really charging him down from that outside line, though. It's going to be a fairly long race tonight, as 60 laps doesn't seem like a lot, but it does go by in a pretty big hurry. Stage break isn't until lap 20, coming to 21. And you wonder if Wells maybe starting to get just that little bit more impatient as he tries to look his way around Logan Hamilton. He's going to poke to the inside line and commit to that move down the back straightaway into turn number 3 we go. Hamilton's going to back out and give the spot up to the number 6 car, who's going to sweep through and pick up a podium. Now, though, Ray's going to have to worry about defense here, as Logan Hamilton will no doubt be trying to get that spot back away from him. Of course, with the way it sits at the moment in your point standing, Spencer Ray is one of the drivers locked in on points. So he doesn't need to push it too hard. He can afford to lose a spot here. He's just got, well, he's actually already started this race, so he's made the mandatory starts that he would have to. He could literally leave this race right now and he'd still be safe. But as we know, that's not how racing drivers work. They want to race out at every single possible opportunity that they're given the chance to. Next, Wells to the inside of Hamilton into turns 1 and 2. Not able to commit. Hamilton shuts the door as they enter turn 3 off of the back straightaway. Even further behind, you've got Matt Rucci starting to close on up to the back end of Kyle Green. He's going to look to the inside as he climbs up through the miles, and an early braking there from Kyle Green will give that spot to Matt Rucci. He did not want to fight that one out too much. Rucci was going to take that spot one way or another. There's no point in leaving that to go down to a poor ending there. Oh, Dingler collects the outside wall with a scratch off of 4. That's going to send LaFrance scrambling to the inside. But the 11 car alongside is going to commit to turn 1. I'm not able to make that spot up just yet as they run their way through turn number 2 with Matt Rucci close behind. Fairly widespread and already developing all throughout this field as Logan Hamilton still tries to defend against Colby Wells. You can tell is getting held up. Oh, that's going to be moved into the short chute there. Wells lunges to the inside of 4. You don't see that too often in these stock cars. Clears off the corner. Colby Wells was done waiting, and then he decided that he was just going to take that spot by 4. Stingler having to defend against Matt Rucci. It's not going to give that spot without a fight, though, as the Badger Racing drivers alongside with Ryan Dingler. Clears off at 2. Look out for both Kyle Green and Austin Gassion wanted to try to find their own pathways through. Little look there from the Brandt.co number 7 Chevrolet. Halfway down in stage number 1. Over that now as Green will now look for a move to overtake Green. And Dingler will lose the 8th position. He might lose 9th as well as Gassion pushes up off the bottom lane, trying to follow Kyle Green through. That's going to be tough, and just manages to clear across the nose of Ryan Dingler. Up front, Grant Peterson under fire by Spencer Ray, and Ray's going to find his way through into 2nd place. So Spencer Ray looking like he wants to charge after Michael Kenner and go for a race win. Checking in, meanwhile, on the drivers in a must-win scenario, Brad Prenger is one of those, and he is all the way back here in 15th place. He is +8 on the day, but it needs to be much, much higher than that. So Prenger, no doubt, in a fairly worrisome position as he's going to be trying to find his way to run up into the front of this grouping. Rucci is continuing his climb. He's now +10 from where he started today, running 7th. He started 17th. And he's looking hungry for more as he's trying to close up to Conor LaFrance. LaFrance, meanwhile, wants to put Logan Hamilton between himself and the Badger Racing 88. It's going to be a move somewhere here down this back straightaway. Surely nobody's going to want to wait around forever. Hamilton slowing both of these guys up. Both drivers look for the inside, neither commit. Hamilton, though, struggling on pace with some of this older tires here. Oh, and he's going to lunge for the inside there. Conor LaFrance does, but instead he washes up. That lets Rucci promote himself up a spot. A close shave as all 3 drivers get out of shape with Green right behind them. Hamilton got loose, as did Rucci. LaFrance actually hit the outside wall, and there's going to be the look from Matt Rucci lunging for the inside of Logan Hamilton down the back straightaway. And once again, an easy pass there from Matt Rucci as Austin Gassion under fire by Hunter Thrower, who manages to clear himself. You can see a lot of right side damage, though, on that number 7 car. In fact, you'll be able to see some of the right side damage on the rear as we ride on board with Mark Brannigan Jr. down the pit straight here across the bricks. So definitely had it coming together with the outside wall somewhere. All of this an ongoing battle for 9th place on back. Hamilton under fire from the outside line as LaFrance once again trying to find a hole. But this is not a multi-group racetrack, and Zoe is not able to do anything as they clear off of turn number 4. Coming up to the end of stage number 1 in just 3 laps time, as this battle for 6th place is not going away anytime soon. A loose moment, though, off of turn 2. For the Poppy Bank number 11, we'll see Kyle Green go on the offensive, and he'll take away 7th. I think Green's finally done waiting around, and he's realized, well, you clearly don't have the speed. Let me give it a shot. Maybe I can overtake Logan Hamilton. It's worth noting they are Dirty South Racing teammates, the 18 and the 12. Doesn't mean they're always going to work together, though. We've seen that happen multiple times with Badger Racing. Even this season, Badger Racing has a very clear, once that white flag falls, there is no team's strategy. We'll see if it'll be similar here for DSR. No look made this time by into turn number 1. Hunter Thrower, though, loses a spot to Austin Gassion for 9th. Meanwhile, Michael Kenner having to fend off now Spencer Ray, who you can see closing in the distance. The High Point Mustang has been steadily losing ground. If you've been over this before, Kenner just does not have a whole lot of long-run pace behind him. You've got Rucci still looking to overtake Colby Wells for 4th. But it's starting to look like neither of these drivers are going to be able to make any kind of a move. Kyle Green will also not commit to one against Logan Hamilton. He's going to play the teammate here. Meanwhile, Michael Kenner's going to come around 3 and 4 to close out lap number 20 off the final corner. He's got no competition behind, and Michael Kenner will take stage number 1 of the night. Rucci trying to overtake Wells for the stripe. Can't get there. Rucci will have to settle for 5th place as the caution flag will fly. Michael Kenner, your stage 1 winner of the night. From there, it is Ray, Peterson, Wells, Rucci, Hamilton, Green, LaFrance, Brannigan, and Thrower. Going to take a quick step back, but don't go away for long. We'll be back with more from Indianapolis Motor Speedway in just a moment.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
So what were you looking to have removed?
That couch right over there.
What couch?
That couch right over. Where'd it go?
You mean that couch?
Man, you guys are good.
We know we're good, and at Sergeant Junket, we care about our community, and we're committed to providing the best junk removal service in Louisville and the surrounding counties. If you're in need of junk removal or light demolition, go with a veteran-owned company and give Sergeant Junket a call.
Still under a Stage 1 yellow flag as caution pit stops will commence. Everybody is coming on in down pit road for service under this stage break. Nobody went a lap down, save for Cody Harrelson, who is still not taking it to the starting grid. Michael Kennan was the first driver in. He's going to be trying to be the first driver out, as well as the field is down and in for service. No surprise that just about everybody here is taking 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. Sure enough, Kenner is going to be the first one out. As the last remaining drivers are only down there as they try to work out some damage. Among those is Nate Brody, who you can see still sitting in his pit box. And as he is not running with that car at the moment, I'd want to see if we can't potentially get a hold of your TI Racing #1 car of Nate Brody, as he is just now going to be leaving pit road. Nate, this is Nolan up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, it wasn't quite the way you wanted that first stage to go, but you got that 25-point buffer in the points for you to work with for that last playoff spot. How are you feeling after those first 20 laps?
I'm feeling okay. Obviously, I would have preferred it without the big mistake. On lap 1 or 2, his car was just way looser than I expected and just chased it up the track and into the wall. But we got it fixed now, so we can get a good green flag run here. I think we'll make up some good time.
You've already shown that you've got some good pace behind you to be able to make up some ground later on in this race, and I no doubt believe you'll be able to make up several spots. Do you reckon you'll be able to keep make up enough to keep Brad Prenger at bay?
I think so, yeah. I definitely have the pace in the car to get back up to where I was. It's just we can get there in the next 40 laps.
Before I let we go then here, Nate, as I imagine you're currently busy trying to strategize at the moment, anybody you'd like to shout out for that TI Racing #1?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Chris Lewis, Ashford Bar Tours, and all my teammates, Colby and Jack, who fortunately can't race the rest of the season, but they'll be with us in spirit.
Well, it was nice talking to you again, Nate. Hopefully you'll have some better luck here in stage #2.
Yep, thank you.
As Nate Brody currently sits 23rd place at the very back end of the field. As meanwhile, we're going to rack them, stack them, and do it all again. Michael Kenner, your control car. Spencer Ray down in second. Grant Peterson sits third with Wells in fourth. Rucci plus 12 to fifth. He's gained the most spots out of anybody. Osagacion on the other end of that has lost 12. Pace cars can make the sharp left-hand turn into pit road. As they flash by the start of the pit attenuator. We're back to green from Indianapolis. Trouble for Jacob Noyes way in the background. He's going to slide all the way down to the apron. As we will try to see what's just happened to the number 21 car, as he had all sorts of problems off of turn number 2. Did he have help from Nate Brody in behind? Nope, just clipped that apron on the bottom of the racetrack. It was a nice save, though, for the number 34. DSRs fighting each other as they're all being held up here by Colby Wells. Gassion's going to attack. Make that LaFrance looking to the inside, and Gassion, as a matter of fact. No, it's Brannigan. Getting a bit muddled up here as everybody's kind of in a similar position here all at once. We're going to go 3 wide for a moment down the back straightaway. Restart pandemonium. Nothing new for the OMSRL. Especially after last week's Richmond chaos that saw that race end under the yellow flag. Hoping that we don't get a repeat of that tonight at Indianapolis. The Brickyard, though, has not claimed any of our racers just yet. It's not to say you shouldn't stay on your toes, though, as the 11 car going to get out of shape down in the 1. One car to the wall behind these guys. It was the number 61 of Matt LaValle, as he's going to get split 3 wide up the middle. Going to get a replay of what happened to LaValle here as you saw that car catch a little bit of air. This was down into turn number 1. Just up into the outside wall and picking up that left front. Got to be very careful about that sort of thing. As well as we'll lose out a spot to Brannigan now as the Ramco 16 Chevrolet continues to rise throughout this field, picking off cars one by one. As is Matt Rucci, as he's going to finally promote himself to 3rd. With how easy he passed the high point Supra there of Grant Peterson, I have a feeling that the Badger Race teammates made it easy on each other. PK look there for Kyle Green as he is still trying to work to get around Colby Wells. He saw Hunter Thrower graze the outside wall, but he does not lose any time. Doesn't have any damage on his car for the looks of things. In the Exalta 83, he'll be able to continue on, smooth sailing. Alexander Schumacher, we haven't talked about him a whole lot this race. He's been silently working his way through the order. He's just gained his 9th spot overall as he's overtaken Baron Morton, has put himself into the top 10 for the first time today under green flag conditions. So Schumacher is definitely one of those drivers to take a look at in his BMS Chevrolet Camaro. Behind them, Ryan Dingler looking for the inside of Tyler Grennan, but he's going to wash wide, open the door for LaFrance, who's going to get to the back bumper of the 2. Doesn't make contact, but came really close to it. Wells finally makes a mistake. That allows Kyle Green up the inside. Hunter Thrower follows suit. And way behind, Ryan Dingler trying to make a run on Connor LaFrance. Or make that vice versa, as LaFrance trying to find a way past Ryan Dingler. And I can tell you right now, LaFrance is trying to protect his Go Fast Racing teammate of Tyler Grenett, but at the moment it's not working out so well as Dave Brody collects the outside wall. They're just talking to the TI Racing driver about how he needed to have a good run. He mentioned he had just gotten all the damage fixed, so all of that is undone with one mistake. I'm tell you what, I'm real nervous here. The 11 looking for the inside. There's no room, though. Dingler is slamming that door shut. He is not allowing LaFrance to get an inch. One more move like that, we might find ourselves with our first yellow flag on the afternoon. LaFrance is really pushing right now. Trying to link up with his teammate up the road. Dingler was trying to do everything in his power, though, to keep that from happening. We ride for a lap as Dingler continues to work his way to get up to the number 19 car, still looking lower every single corner. But as he does that, LaFrance is able to snake up the inside, and here we go. Side by side off of 4, near contact between Dingler and Grenett as they power down the front straightaway. And I think Dingler's finally gone through, and he has Grenett tucking back in line. We'll look up a little ways to Colby Wells and Alexander Schumacher as they fought it out briefly for 10th and 9th. Meanwhile, the fight for second is on. Rucci looks at the inside of the All-American Motorsports driver, Spencer Ray, trying to overtake the 6. And gets that one in turn number 2. Michael Kenner going to be making a serious effort to hang on to that race lead now with one of the most dominant drivers in OMSRL history running them down. And Morton wants to press his advantage as well as he's going to overtake Colby Wells down into 3. Dingler trying to follow suit. And there's LaFrance trying to charge after him. At this point, Ryan Dingler, it looks like he's trying to put as much space between himself and the Go Fast duo as he can as he quickly overtakes Barrett Morton. While LaFrance is looking to the inside of Wells, but once again, just like Dingler, Wells not leaving any room. Power sliding off of 2 for the number 11 car. He's going to look to the inside and try to pick up a drive from Alex Schumacher, who's slow on the bottom. To the top goes LaFrance to get around. Jacob Noyes is into pit road for service for the first time today, and possibly the last time. He looks to be taking his green flag pit stop early. Oh, trouble off of turn number 2. Mark Brannigan Jr. goes around. Caution flag is out for the second time tonight. Yellow flag is out. We will get a look on what just happened here to the number 40 or the number 16 car as he went around in turn 2, and it was contact with Kyle Green that stemmed all of this. So we'll get a look back a little bit further. And the number 18 car is going to look for the inside. And he's just going to clip the number 16 car once, twice, and around goes Brannigan. So yellow flag's out for the second time tonight. We'll once again step back, and we'll be back for the restart in just a few.
So what were you looking to have removed?
That couch right over there.
What couch?
That couch right over. Where'd it go?
You mean that couch?
Man, you guys are good.
We know we're good, and at Sergeant Junket, we care about our community, and we're committed to providing the best junk removal service in Louisville and the surrounding counties. If you're in need of junk removal or light demolition, go with a veteran-owned company and give Sergeant Junket a call.
SoundArt introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. SoundArt ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
One lap to green as we continue to let this race develop on out. Coming to the end of caution flag number 2 with 21 laps to go by the time we come around to take that green flag. Kenner still leads, but this time he's got Rucci on his outside to contend with. It's going to be a hard bargain for that number 98 Kenner Baker Racing High Point Mustang to stay out in front. Once more, pace car dives into pit road. As we go back to green flag racing, Baker immediately jumps up to the top shelf, trying to keep Matt Rucci at bay. It's going to be a short defense, though. As Rucci looks at the inside, it's a big block from Kenner. Down the back straightaway as they charge down to turn number 3. Baker's not letting Rucci out. Now he's going to be forced to make the corner himself. Rucci's through to the race lead. Kenner Baker, though, wants to try to, Michael Kenner, though, excuse me, wants to try to find a way back to the inside of the 88. Not going to have the speed. Oh, look out, way in the background. Schumacher slides out, and he's just barely going to avoid going into pit road. Watch this and hang on. Contact with Kyle Green. He's going to slide up and just miss the pit attenuator. And yellow flag is out. It's a big crash. Wilson's around and more. Nathaniel Ames destroyed in the number 28 car. Kyle Green is collected, as is Noyes and Wilson. Major, major crash. We'll once again look back, see what transpired. Saw the wreck development in front of them, and Nathaniel Ames just ran over the 28. That collected Wilson and more. Gonna look up to Justin Wilson. He was really the instigator of this whole mess, it feels. Actually, no, sorry, it was not. It was Tyler Grennan, I think. It was Tyler Grennan. Okay, we're gonna have to back this up little ways further for us to actually get a proper look at how this just transpired. Oh, it was, wow, okay. A clumsy mess then. All right, we're gonna back up even further and take another look. 2 wide through turn 1, enter the short chute. I think Grennan might have just washed out wide. Oh, a bit of a touch there with Green, sends him around. And Nathaniel Ames just ran him over. Not sure what the thought process of that was. I want to see if we can look aboard Nathaniel Ames. Maybe he didn't see him? Outside wall for Schumacher there, but then here comes, yeah, that's, oh, he was out of control. That's what happened there. And then poor Wilson just left with absolutely nowhere to go. We'll get a look at this one as this is from the air. There's the 18 car going up and into the outside wall as Wilson went around, and there goes Ames. Slam crunch into the outside wall. And Kyle Green's going to park it on the back straightaway and call it a day. Want to see if I can get one more look here at what happened to Alexander Schumacher when he left the pit road. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to slow this down for you as well. And just watch this. You're going to see Kyle Green here up on the outside wall. I'm curious if he actually gets into him or if it's just unrelated. It looked to me like Schumacher expected Green to track on more than he did. That didn't happen. Schumacher's going to sweep to the inside. This is a perfect angle to watch this. Look at how close this was. Man. Just barely getting around that. One more time at real speed. Look at that. You can see how hard he cranked that thing to the right to get that out of the inside wall. And then all of this chaos immediately erupted just up the road. Man, Gassion just completely blindsided in all of this. was a pretty big incident there for several of these drivers here, as want to ride on board with the number 7 car. Oh man, yeah, you're just, what can you do in that situation? I mean, I think you're just kind of stuck at that point in time. A possible incident for Grant Peterson here under this yellow flag. Oh, sorry, he's actually just going to pull off to the inside and allow drivers to get through, I believe, at least. Lights are out aboard the pace car. We'll go 1 to green this time. $16 laps to go at the stripe this time by. Rucci now going to be the race leader for the first restart of the night. Or for his first restart of the night, I should say. As we get set to enter this last quarter of this race. Kenner's really leaning on Rucci's door there, trying to see if he can stay with him. As we're back to green. Here we go, down for turn 1. Look out as the cars wash way wide in the background. We continue with this hard-fought race as drivers power their way off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. And problems with Tyler Grennan, who has wrecked it, and there will not be a yellow flag. Grennan going to be on the back foot with this one. It looks like Brannigan might have had a hand to play in that, as he is slow on the back straightaway. Kenner looking for the inside of Rucci. We'll get a look at what happened here to Tyler Grennan in just a moment, but we got to battle on for the race lead. Alongside the 88, trying to find some speed. Kenner's got the short run pace as we're 15 to go from Indy. And he will try to clear in 1. He's not going to have the room through the chute. Still alongside. Now he's able to clear. But Rucci's going to look to charge back down the back straightaway. Here he goes, looking for the inside. A big block from the 98 car. Once, twice, he is mirror driving all the way down the straightaway. That's going to let Spencer Ray throw his hat into the ring here. We'll quickly check in on what happened to the number 19 car. Up into the 16, who hits the wall, down, and around goes Prenger into the tire barrier and almost up and over. Junked it for the number 19 car as he slammed that tire barrier there. Man, that's a hit and a half. Hamilton under fire as well from Conor LaFrance, and Nate Brody was still trying to regain some time. But he will not be able to get there. You can see Tyler Grennan leaving pit road. Thank goodness for quick repairs, but he is a lap down. Hamilton, Brody, working off of turn 2, trying to close up to LaFrance. Uh-oh, problems with Michael Kenner tumbling down the order, and I believe technical difficulties have just befallen the number 98. Want to get a look at this to confirm suspicions, and that is indeed the case. Technical issues for Michael Kenner, seeing him tumble out of this race. He's robbed of another race win. Nate Brody to the inside of Hamilton for 5th. The consolation for Michael Kenner, he's locked in with 2 wins. Brody finally makes his way back into the top 5, exactly what that Rooftop Bar Tools #1 TI racing car was trying to do all race long. While the fight is still on for the race lead. I believe Michael Kenner is actually actively flashing in and out. But he's a lap down. Oh, no. Michael Kenner scored a lap down from Matt Rucci because he had blinked out when it crossed the scoring loop, so it didn't count. That's going to be something for a post-race review, no doubt. Not sure what the ruling will be on that one, as Munson is going to get overtaken by Bear Morton into 3. So at the moment, when Michael Kenner might be on track P1 and he should be first place on the timing boards, he is actually being scored in 20th place, about to be lapped. That is devastating for the 98 car. I think that's almost more of an insult to injury, but at least this way he can hope for a late race caution. That'll allow him some time to be able to work his way up and maybe regain a few lost positions. Whoa, a block down the backstretch. Matt LaValle trying to overtake Stefan Purcell. Purcell really blocked him all the way down that backstretch, though, but the Miller Lite Mustang will quickly find his way up and by. Things slowly starting to spread out over this field as we're under 10 laps to go. Spencer Ray now in an active fight with Rucci for the race lead, but obviously that is all going to be very much unofficial. For the moment, into the wall goes LaFrance. Brody is going to say, thank you very much. Let me take that spot off your hands. Rucci continuing to try to keep Ray at bay, and at the moment, the one thing that is helping him out here is that draft, that constant draft from Michael Kenner. Ray's caught in a drafting train. He can't do anything about it. Morton trying to re-overtake Austin Gassion as Gassion found a way through into turn 3. Unable to make that a successful overtake, though, while Hunter Thrower finds himself under fire from Colby Wells. And out of the back of the field, how about Brad Prenger and Matt LaValle? Battling the dabble, Stephen Purcell got by the both of them in the 57 car. Whoa, look out! Big trouble for Matt Rucci. He's into the infield grass. What has happened here? Ray's going to go through into the race lead. What just happened on the back straightaway? Pandemonium for the race lead. Rucci, I think, caught Kenner. Kenner caught the wall. Rucci tried to go low, and it was into the grass and contact. What a save, though, from the 88 car. Give it up for Spencer Ray, who's going to find a way through. And he was not the only one, as Austin Gassion got into the outside wall, and he actually wrecked it fully down the back straightaway. We'll get a look at this one as Gassion was fighting with Colby Wells and Hunter Thrower. Really a late move for Gassion. Off of turn number 3, contact, forces balls into the walls, and, well, I say instant karma there for Gassion as he collects the inside wall as well. Now that Kenner's fallen back, though, Spencer Ray is up into the lead of this race, and now Rucci's going to look to charge back. Spencer Ray chasing his first win of the season. He should have won at least 3 of the races earlier on this season, but he has not had any sort of luck with that. Could luck finally go his way? Kenner's into the outside wall again. As Rucci closing on Spencer Ray, looks for the outside. Ray's going to move up to try and cut him off into 3. Battles on for the lead outside line for Badger Racing. And a yellow flag. Spencer Ray's going to hang on, and I believe that'll be overtime. It went wrong for Stephen Purcell on the back straightaway. I can't with these late race cautions. I love drama, but holy cow. You can only take so much in one portion of the season, you know? I mean, look at what we just had transpire over at Richmond last week. Look at what we had at Darlington before that. We'll get a look on what happened to Purcell. Hooked by Prenger. Oh, and slammed the inside wall and back up into traffic. Ames somehow avoids him. Not at all sure what the thought process was on that one. Gonna get a look on board here with Brad Prenger, see what he saw as, man. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what to think about that. We're gonna back this up a bit more, try to see if we can unpack this in full. So into the outside wall there, and went back a bit too far. Here we go, 1 lap later, closing up. Oh, I think that actually might have been a late block there from Stephen Purcell. Drivers in for service here. Thrower was the first one in. He was out the first one. He's going to be the first out, though. That's interesting. So Hunter Thrower's going to be the first one out, and the rest of the field going to follow him out as well. Going to ride aboard here with Purcell throughout this incident. Man, just collected at the worst possible opportunity. And I'm not sure quite what Ames was thinking there, but that nearly ended in a wreck in of its own right. Trying to see if we can find a... Oh, there we go. That's going to be a great shot right there. Hang on for this one. Hook, turn, and right in front of the camera, wall. Man, what a hit. So it will be a green-white checkered finish from Indianapolis. Brad Prenger up in the race lead as we will go 1 to go. Hunter Thrower, the first driver on fresh rubber. I'm going to call it now. Prenger's not making it around to that white flag. We saw what happens with this time and time again at Richmond with drivers starting on old tires. That being said, that was a short track. This is a speedway. Attrition is ramped up at the Brickyard as we will look set to continue on throughout tonight. You've still got 17 cars on the lead lap. Make it 18 as Tyler Grant is working his way around. And he's about not the only one. Is remember how it's... Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about this. Remember when I said earlier Michael Kenner needed a caution so he could get back up onto the lead lap proper and fight for his positions? Well, this is the yellow flag he needed. They just got to try to work their way around now as Brad Prenger in the race lead. It's going to be a tough fight. 2 laps to go. It's OMSRL overtime in the Sergeant Junket 150. Pace cars in the hands of Prenger. We're green. Fanning it out, double file in the background through the short chute between 1 and 2. Are they going to survive to the back straightaway? 3 wide as Rucci looks for the middle. Gets slammed up by Connor LaFrance. Contact! Rucci's going around, outside wall. Thrower's in it, and there goes the field. Wrecking big time. Noise goes flying as the whole field is junk. And Prenger survives for another restart. Man, they cannot escape it. They just cannot escape it. We'll get a look with Matt Rucci from the restart. Thrower pushed up from the bottom. Tagged the 88, sending him around. And here comes Jacob Noyes hard into the inside wall and kicked up by Kyle Munson. There's the contact that sent Rucci into the outside wall, and here comes Jacob Noyes into the inside wall, and they just kicked up into the air by Kyle Munson there. As we will back this up even further, and this time we'll look at it from the blimp hovering over the racetrack. Believe this is still coming through 1 and 2 here when we start this next replay. As going to be looking with thrower. He's going to get up to the outside wall. One hit there is all it takes, and the 88 backs it in. Wells made it through, but there's Morton collected. Brody jammed the race, but he got involved. The 16, I think, just avoided that. And Jacob Noyes goes for a wild one. Going to get a look with a few of these drivers that actually managed to miss that accident. Started off with Gassion, who was behind all of this when it's transpired. Sorry, actually, that was Brannigan that might have been behind this. Oh, in fact, he didn't. He got into Dingler and sent him into the outside wall. I thought he actually might have avoided that. Purcell, meanwhile, was, in fact, one of the drivers to avoid that. He's going to hammer on the binders and hope for the best at that point. We'll get one more look here. This one for Kyle Munson. Whoopsie daisy, and around he goes. Prenger still in the race lead here. I'm actually a bit curious here as to what happened to Matt LaValle in all of this, because I noticed that he got into this pretty majorly, but I didn't see anything wrong with LaValle. In fact, he was way out in front of all of this when this kicked off. So I wanted to watch what happened to him. Oh, he was leaving pit road when all this went down. You can hear the field. Turn around behind him. Oh, he just lost power all by himself. His motor expired from all that front end damage. I see. So that makes a bit more sense there as to why LaValle was so far out in front, yet was so destroyed, as we eliminated another few. And Prenger, once again, trying to make his way to the checkered flag. One of his biggest competitors, Matt Rucci, that he had to be concerned about, is starting all the way back on the inside line in 13th. Folks, if you've ever wanted to see one heck of a finish at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you have absolutely come to the right race. This Sergeant Junket 150 has really ramped things up. Remember, Prenger is desperate. He has to win to make his way into the chase here. So he's going to do whatever it takes to get that win. Pace cars in. Green, white, checkered, attempt 2. Back to green. Everybody fans out behind them. Down in the turn number 1. Ray with the outside line, trying to power for the race lead. Sliding it out is Prenger. Trying to hang on against Wells. Oh, and he's going to hit him. They save it, yes, off of turn number 2. Wells dropping like a stone down the back straightaway. We're 3 wide down the back straightaway. But Brad Prenger's hopes for a win just went up in smoke. Chaos in the back as everyone tries to sort themselves out. They need to get to this white flag, though. Look at the gap built up. Oh, trouble! Granite into the inside wall. Is the caution out? Yes, it is. They didn't get there. They did not get there. Yellow flag is back out. And Ames collected again. Granite collected again. Thrower collected again. One more attempt. Spencer Ray was there. And then he wasn't. Good grief. This is a bit earlier on. Apologies for this one as we look to try and sort this out. Here we go, off of turn 4. That was a bunch of things going wrong. Once there and a hard shot to the inside wall for the 19. And it looks to me like everybody else just kind of piled in after. See Hamilton get to the outside wall. Thrower gets clipped. Hamilton fully wrecks it. And he was just wrecked all by himself there. From the pit wall camera. Slam, crunch, and around we go. Yeah, one more look. Try to see if we can pick up Hunter Thrower in the midst of all of this chaos. There it is. Man. What a hard couple of hits there on that one, as our own pit road camera actually will have collected a great view of this whole mess as well. Yeah, there they go. Everyone you see involved there. We're right on board with Tyler Grenett. He gets loose and got hooked up there by Hamilton, I believe. You see here, loose, and yeah, nothing Hamilton could do there. He's just trying to drive through it, and he slammed that inside wall, but never actually went fully around. Meanwhile, Nathaniel Ames was not so lucky, as he got collected big time and just lost control by himself. Well, among those drivers that were collected in both of these latest cautions, Nathaniel Ames was collected in both of our green-white checkered attempts so far. Nathaniel, it's been a rough end to your races. You're going to be on the sidelines of the rest of this one. Why don't you walk us through kind of what went down on those last, really about 6 or 7 laps there in your own eyes?
All right, so coming to 5 to go, I'm going to start from the beginning. Coming to 5 to go, Stefan kind of, I don't know exactly what happened. Either he spun himself or got tapped or whatever. But he brought up that caution with 5 to go. And I was thinking, you know, fuel and tire strategy. So I was looking down at my black box and adjusting my fuel. And I didn't realize it was coming up on the back of the field so fast and ran into Matt Laval. I want to publicly apologize to him because he was having a good race there at the end. And I really screwed it up for the both of us, and I'm actually feel kind of bad about that, especially since I was going for, you know, an end of a good season to get into the playoffs. From there on out, the first green-white checkered seemed pretty good. I did manage to back it down after everybody was wrecking out of turn 2. I don't exactly know what happened there, as my car was down on power and I had a bunch of front-end damage, so I was coming around pretty slow. And this last green-white checker we just had, well, I mean, I think it was the 19 that got sent to the inside wall there out of turn 4, and as he was coming back up, I thought I had the speed to get past him, and he collected right into my driver door, and I had nowhere to go. It destroyed the car. It's 20 minutes of required repairs. Definitely out for the rest of the race.
It's a big shame. Hopefully you'll be having some best luck as we get set to roll into the chase-off. Thanks for joining us, Nathaniel.
Thank you, Nolan.
Pace cars down and then final green-white checkered attempt coming to it this time by as we're going to go to green flag racing. No, we're not. Brent Prenger goes around, and Matt Rouge is going to go with him. Caution's out. Oh, it's a big wreck. Dingler rolling down the front straightaway as we get one into the fence. Caution's out, and I think that's a race. And if it is, Spencer Ray finally gets his first win of Season 3 of the OMSRL XFinity Series. That was not in any way, shape, or form the way we wanted to see this race end. Second week in a row, this race will end under the yellow flag. Looking to the replay, Brad Prenger, I think spun the tires. Rucci got desperate, and he got hooked by the high point machine, and then watch Dingler as he went flying down the front stretch, rolling several times. Holy cow, and once again, another race ends in absolute calamity. You see them all wrecking up in front, and then Dingler just gets blindsided. Want to see if we can find out exactly what happened back here in the field, and I believe it actually was Michael Kenner that caused this. Pushing the 88. Oh, he hooked him. So that was fully on Kenner there for that incident. Good grief. Well, it's an unfortunate way to see what was an amazing race come to a close as the field is still waiting on the iRacing pace car to catch up to the tail end of the field. And they are wrecking. And there's no other way to put this. They just wrecked under the yellow flag. Also going on, Matt Rucci, you see here, pulled it off on the back straightaway. Not sure what the thought process was behind that one, as then we had all of this chaos transpire as you see the field one by one starting to close up to this field. I'm going to try to back it up to here as Purcell has, wow, okay, wow, that's no words. Distracted driving or what, that is inexcusable as he then pulls off right in front of just about everybody. Going to get a look on board here with Logan Hamilton, who actually somehow made a wreck avoidance under caution. I'm not sure how you managed to do that, but we find a way. See this develop up in front of him here as Purcell just drives through Colby Wells, and all of a sudden, where do you go? I mean, everybody's rolling everywhere. Yeah, I'm just going to close my way on through. Don't mind me. For Spencer Ray, though, he will find himself coming to the conclusion of what was an amazing race. And after so many instances of misfortune for Spencer Ray, behind the iRacing pace car, he will finally secure himself his first win of the OMSRL XFinity Series in their third season. As the field runs down in the turn number 1, we'll take a rundown of your official post-race results. Spencer Ray taking a race win behind in front of Connor LaFrance, with Bear Morton rounding out the podium. Mark Brannigan Jr. will be in 4th, with Kyle Munson down in 5th. Stephen Purcell was in 6th. Michael Kenner was in 7th. You've got Colby Wells in 8th. Logan Hamilton was in 9th, with Grant Peterson rounded out the top 10. Justin Wilson going to be down in 11th place, with Hunter Thrower in 12th. Brad Prenger was 13th. Rucci was 14th, and Nate Brody rounded out the last of the cars in the lead lap down to 15th. 2 down, and the first car to not finish this race was Ryan Dingler. Moving on from there, you got Austin Gassione, Tyler Grennett, Nathaniel Ames, Jacob Noyes, Matt LaValle, Kyle Green, Alexander Schumacher, and once again, Cody Harrelson not making it to the green flag. What a race then for us here tonight, as we have had ourselves a very trying race tonight, and one that I'm sure the race staff are going to have a very fun time trying to sort all of that out. And while we watch Spencer Ray burn it down to the front straightaway, we're going to dial up your third place finish. And well, Barrett, you finished third place on the race. How does it feel for you to be able to take that Sergeant Junket Chevrolet in the Sergeant Junket 150 to a podium?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the only thing I can do is is do any good on strategy. So these late race cautions, I mean, other than the fact they've kind of created some embarrassing moments for the league, and I'm sorry that you guys got to go through all that. But I mean, I'm happy for it, because we were kind of junk all day, no pun intended.
Well, hey, at least you got a company that knows how to remove that sort of thing on your cars, so that won't be much of an issue there. Regardless, though, I mean, before all of this late race chaos, it was a fairly up and down race for you overall. Why don't you walk us through what some of the challenges were for you tonight from Indianapolis here?
I have a problem with chewing up my right front. I think I finally figured it out about halfway through the race after the first stage. Kind of adjusted my line entry and things like that, and was doing a little bit better, just trying to stay out of trouble as always, and just kind of worked out. And then, it didn't help that I slipped through my pit stall on one of the last cautions, but two-tire stop was definitely the right call towards the end there, and just junking a bunch of cars at the end.
Well, it's been no doubt a good race for you as you managed to take that Sergeant Junket to Chevrolet up to third for All-American Motorsports. Before I let you go then here, anybody you'd like to shout out for that number 9 car?
Yeah, real quick, I just want to apologize to Mark. I didn't mean to spin him there. He just hit me on the front stretch. I think he didn't like the fact that I blocked him coming to the line. It's racing, it's last laps. I didn't mean to spin him, just meant to bump him. I'll probably get a penalty. I'll take it, whatever. Anyways, Sergeant Junket, Spearcrest, SEO. Let's see here. Wax Marina, RD Designs, Tucson Sound Art, and of course, the broadcast that you put on there, Nolan.
Thank you for taking the time to join us up here, Bear. Congrats on the third place. We'll hopefully have you with some better luck as well further on in the season.
Thanks, bud.
Bear Morton joining us here from third place. We're going to move on up now, and we'll give a chat to your race winner of the night, Spencer Ray. It has finally happened for you after so much trials and tribulations. One that wasn't stolen from right under your nose. How does this one feel for you?
Pretty good. Pretty good for once. The kind of ugly end of the race, but I'll take it.
A win's a win, whether it's under caution or not, is kind of how I like to think about this one here. Why don't you walk through, though, what was kind of going through your mind? I mean, you had a car that you know hadn't taken tires. You had Rucci behind trying to run you down. What goes through your mind if all of those factors played into one of these late race yellows?
Just got to stay ahead of everybody else that was on tires and get ahead of Brad before we ran out of green, white checkers.
Well, you certainly managed to do that, and you get yourself the race win as a result. Next race up, I believe, is going to be over at the Talladega Super Speedway, so it's a wildcard race of its own right, but do you reckon you can go back-to-back over there for the first race of the chase-off?
Well, it's Talladega, so it's always possible.
Fair enough. It very is much always possible. Super speed races can be very unpredictable. Daytona proved that just this past weekend of the Cup Series. Before I let you go, then here's Spencer. Anybody you'd like to shout out for your All-American Motorsports number 6?
Just want to make sure you saw the sponsor on the side of my car this week.
I did indeed see the sponsors on the side of your car this week. So, well, best of luck. I certainly did. Well, we'll see you then over next 2 weeks, at Talladega for the first race of the chase-off. Congratulations again.
Yep.
So that's going to be a wrap then for us here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Spencer Ray finally taking a well-deserved race win. Going to have a 1 week break. It's the chase-off, though. Top 12 in points will be reset after tonight, and we will get set to run through what this race will entail at Talladega Super Speedway. We'll see you in 2 weeks. For now, though, from the Brickyard, I'm Enola Rempel. We'll see you all next time.
There are moments that surprise and delight the mind and the senses. Introducing SoundArt, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. A revolutionary combination of incredible sound delivered from your most meaningful pictures. When art and technology intersect, there is a seamless blend of creativity and function.
Come alive in the streetlight, pulling at the stars in the moonlight. Every time I feel you close.
With SoundArt, anyone can print their own artwork or pick from numerous licensed artwork that we have. The possibilities are limitless. Enjoy beautiful and amazing sound throughout your home. The entire surface of your artwork generates incredibly robust sound. SoundArt is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. For licensors and other businesses, we are capable of producing thousands of units per day.
We're using the highest quality materials to give you the best product available in the market. Everywhere you look, there's always art. What I like so much about SoundArt, that you could just pair it and play.
Ansia, your art never sounded so good.